Hey everyone, my name's Christy. Welcome to my corner. Thanks for joining me today on this Flosstube Friday for Flosstube 78. I'm pretty sure it's 78. I did look, but this is now the fourth time I've started this, so I may have forgotten. It was probably 10 minutes ago. And I do have a little bit to talk about today. I haven't done a ton of stitching. It's been 2 weeks since I've seen you, since we've hung out. I haven't done a ton of stitching. I had family visiting and I've been like super stressed out, which I'll talk about in my life update. But I do have 2 stitched WIPs to show you that I worked on, and I have a woven finished object to show you. I also have a Black Needle Society box unboxing, and a little bit of, oh, and I have a crafty kindness that I forgot to bring out here, but I'll talk about it anyway. And then I have a little bit of haul. I got a grab bag from Color and Cotton, the fabric grab bag. So yeah, before we get to any of that though, I want to welcome my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me on my crafty and artistic adventures, and welcome back to everyone who's been hanging out with me for however long you've been with me. It has been great to get to know you in the comments here on YouTube and also on Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you can find me in 2 different places. One of them has slowed down a bit and one of them has completely stopped, but I'm hoping to kind of get both of those back up and running this summer when I have a little bit more time to, I don't know, make things, because I haven't been making very much. I can't talk. The Instagram that I use most is my Dr_Christy. I'll put them both right here. And that is where I post pictures of my stitching and my daily life and my dog and my crafting and stuff like that. And then I also have the spoolery, and that is where I post about my obsession with vintage wooden spools and the stuff I make out of them. And I haven't been doing very much with that just because I haven't had the time to really, I don't know, put time into making things. But I do really want to start making things again and get that Instagram up and running, and then also get my Etsy shop up and running again. But, you know, I'm not going to pressure myself. I have a lot going on, so that's that. But if you're not following me on Instagram, please check me out and give me a follow, and I will, hopefully you'll see something that you enjoy. And this is a channel about embroidery and cross stitch and other textile crafts, in particular weaving at this point, and some sewing too sometimes. And history. I am a history professor, and I like talking about history and the history of all of those things. So if any of that is interesting to you and you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe and stick around. Yeah, I haven't been here in 2 weeks. It's been a busy 2 weeks. It's been a stressful 2 weeks. And I guess I'll just pop into my life update. My parents were visiting. My dad and stepmom visited for a few days this past week, so that was really fun to see them. But before that, I had been elected, and I was really stressed out about this last time I saw you, which is why I did a live. I just didn't have the energy. So, you know, I'll let the cat out of the bag since I posted it all over social media. I have been promoted to the chair of my department. So I am a history professor at a small public liberal arts college, a university in Mississippi in the United States. And I am starting August 1st going to be the chair of my department. And this is really exciting. This is, you know, part of my 10-year plan, right? You have like career goals, and this is one of my career goals. So I'm really excited about this, and I'm excited that my department voted me in and that they trust me to, you know, lead the department in, I don't know, in a good way. So that's nice. So that happened about 3 weeks ago that I was voted into this position. And then the negotiations happened, the contract negotiations. And I'm not going to get into any details, but their initial offer was frankly insulting and was less money than my current chair got 6 years ago. And we are at the same level. I'm at the same level now as she was 6 years ago. So like, yeah, considering inflation and cost of living increases, that was really upsetting. So we finally came to an agreement on Tuesday. They agreed to my final demands. We went back and forth for like 3 weeks about this, and they finally agreed. And I'm not like over the moon, but I don't feel bad about it. So I feel like we both gave enough and got enough that it's a good compromise. So that has been really weighing me down the past 3 weeks, and that has now been organized, and the position is mine starting on August 1st. Get a little color up there. And then, of course, on Tuesday last week we had the shooting in the supermarket in Buffalo. And then this week we had the shooting in the school in Texas. And so I've been kind of doom scrolling Twitter for days. So today I gave myself the day off of Twitter because I figure at this point I know everything that I need. Like, there's nothing that I can learn about the event in Texas in particular that will make it better. It will only make me feel worse about it, and there's no point in that. So that's been really, really bad, and we definitely I really hope that this spurs some meaningful gun legislation in the United States, because what we have now is clearly not working. There's nothing to argue with there. There's just, we need some meaningful gun legislation in the United States. So that has been weighing me down a lot too. And so that means I haven't gotten a ton of stitching done. Oh, I had a question, and I answered this in the comments, but I designed a personalized solar system chart. And this is what the kind of the mock-up looks like, where basically it's the solar system on a particular day. And I had planned on releasing it several weeks ago, and I just didn't have the energy. But my goal is to release it on June 1st. So I have a couple things I want to tweak, like the lettering in particular. I think it's too big. I kind of want to make the lettering at the bottom smaller, so that way the solar system itself is the central piece of it as opposed to the lettering. So I need to kind of tweak that and mess around with that this weekend, and then hopefully release it for Wednesday. I'm also leaving town on Wednesday. I score AP exams. So in the United States, those of you who don't know, high school students can take advanced placement classes, which are college level university level classes, and take an exam. And if they get a certain score on that exam, those credits can transfer and can replace a class at a university. I score the European history exam, and we basically score their essays. So they are real people, real college professors and high school teachers who score their essays. That kind of that goes in with some other like questions and stuff that they have. So I'm doing that from the 1st to the 9th. So I may have a video next Friday. I may not. It depends on how busy I am and how tired I am, because it doesn't seem like it would be a lot, but I mean, you read thousands of essays in 8 days. So it's just exhausting. Like, it's just sort of brain exhausting. But I kind of want to have a WIP and Kit parade for Tuesday's video. I want to have a video on Tuesday of my WIPs and kit and things that I have kitted up, because I want to see what I have so I can plan for the summer. Summers are when I actually have some time to get some real quality crafting done and art done. And there are a bunch of things that I want to do. There's some weavings that I want to do. There are some embroideries that I want to do. So I kind of want to see what I have, and then I can plan for my summer. And that will feel really good. So I'm hoping to have that out for Tuesday. That's the hope. And Lauren, who won the giveaway for the solar system pattern, has not gotten back to me. I just commented on your comment today. So if you get that and you see this, please contact me on Instagram, DM me on Instagram, and give me your details, and I will get that out to you. I think probably now it will be a while. It'll probably be a couple weeks, just because I'll be working, and it'll be a lot of working. But get back to me and I will get that pattern out to you. Okay, holy cow, we're at 10 minutes and I don't think I've shown anything. No, I know I haven't shown anything. So first of all, I have a finished object, and that is the weaving that I showed you from last week or 2 weeks ago. So this is what it looked like in my last video. I had uncovered it when I was uncovering my sewing machine. And this is what it looks like now. And I love it. And I say that it's finished and not fully finished because if you notice, this is just a embroidery hoop. And if you notice, I mark where I want my warps to go on my hoop. And I don't want that out. So what I'm going to do is find the outside of this embroidery hoop, which is over here somewhere or on the floor or something like that, and paint it probably white and pop it on and do that. And then I also want to fray these fringes and cut them so that they're nice and even. And this has all sorts of different things in it. These are cotton macrame cord, and this is probably an acrylic, almost a boucle, but not quite. This is some wool roving. This is some silk velvet, has some acrylic, and this is also acrylic up here. And then cotton in the middle. But this whole thing is kind of worked around this blue, salmon, and white yarn. And that I got from my friend Valerie, who either dyed it or spun it. And she sent me a whole bunch of yarn that's all right here that she either dyed or spun. So some of it she spun and some of it she dyed the roving and then someone else spun it for her. So this was all kind of worked around that yarn and I love it so much. So I'm really excited about this and I'm glad I dug it out and finished it because it deserved to be finished. So there we go. My finished object. Now I have 2 stitching whips, both of which you've seen. The first one that I'm going to talk about is my Sherlock Holmes as part of my Sleuths series. And I have now done his hand, his glove, and his pipe, and most of his collar and his tie. So that is where I am with him. And this is part 3 of a 6-part Sleuths series. I love cozy mysteries. I love mysteries. And the other 2 that I've done are Poirot and Miss Franny Fisher from Miss Fisher's Mysteries. And the 3 I have left are Columbo, Jessica Fletcher, and Miss Marple. So that's what I'm doing. And when I go to score my AP exams, I'm going to take him with me because you often have downtime when you're scoring and you can't have your phone out because you can't have any kind of device out because it's all confidential. All the tests and stuff are confidential. So you have to have something like a book or a craft. So I'm going to take him because I won't have my light and stuff. So that's my Sherlock Holmes, who is coming along swimmingly. And I keep him in this sort of plastic bag. And then the second whip I have is my Lady and the Unicorn, and this is what it's going to look like. And it is a Heaven and Earth design. And here's where I was last time. And I like doing this because when you're working on them, it doesn't feel like you're getting anywhere. So I look forward to seeing, because I didn't look at it before I got it out, but I look forward to seeing where I was. And this is where I am now. So if you look down at the bottom, let me get right here, that is the carpet that is underneath the tent. So I'm almost to the bottom and I stitched this in hand sewing method. And I think I'm at 6.25%. I'm almost at 14,500 stitches, which seems like a lot, except that I'm on a 5-year plan for this this lady. And I was supposed to be at 15,000 stitches at the end of April. So I'm hoping to get to 15,000 stitches by the end of May. I still have a couple days. And then I'm only a month behind. It's okay. It's fine. But I've been sort of adding in colors up here. I've been kind of filling in down there and moving down, 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 because I did want to get to that carpet at least a little bit. So I put a little black, a little 310 in that carpet. This is being stitched on a 20 count ivory Aida that I got as a prize. I got a gift card, a gift certificate for 123 Stitch from Carrie and Stitches. I'll link to her down below. If you're not watching her, you should be. She's excellent. For her 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And I won it. I won a gift card, gift certificate. And I decided to buy a giant piece of 20 count Aida. So like I said, 6%, which when you are, you know, stitching it, you feel like you've done so much. And then you pull back a bit and take a look. You haven't done very much at all. So I just keep this folded up and in this bag. This is a Black Nail Society bag that I got from Jody from Trixie Tricycle. And I love it. So it's kept in there. Oh, and I'm doing it in the obviously called for DMC because it's a HAED and you do the HAEDs and obviously called for DMCs. But I've been putting, it's gonna fall. I've been putting the flosses on my floss tags that I got for the floss drop swap. So there we go. All my floss drops. And I have a couple of other floss drops that are square that are probably not going to go on this, or at least they'll go on like when I have to separate it into 2 rings because they're like 90 something colors. When I have to separate it into 2 rings, the square ones will go on 1 ring so that they all kind of go together, and then the rectangle ones will go on the other ring. But that, my friends, is all the stitching that I've done. So my plans for the next week or 2 are to work on these 2 projects, and maybe start my next sleuth, get it sketched out onto the fabric. And my next sleuth is going to be Jessica Fletcher. I did a poll a few weeks ago, well, a couple months ago maybe at this point, to see who I should do next, who I should stitch next. And Sherlock Holmes won the Instagram poll, and Jessica Fletcher won the YouTube poll. So I'm going to do Jessica Fletcher next. So I might get her sketched out. Oh, and my Stitch MAYhem plans were to finish my hedgehog house quilt. And I still have a couple days for that. So this is my plan for tomorrow. My plan for tomorrow is to sew together these strips and get my hedgehog house quilt top done. That's the goal. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing tomorrow. So I want to talk about my crafty kindness. I'm very, very light. There we go. Like I'm really, my face is glowing. I'm glowing and dewy. Anyway, I did get some crafty kindness from my stepmom. She gave me a macrame coaster kit that she just didn't enjoy. And so she thought that I would enjoy it. So it has the directions and the macrame cord, which she said that I could just like use for weavings, but I kind of want to see if I can do the coasters. So we'll see. I may be making macrame coasters, or I may be using those in my weavings, the macrame cord in my weavings. I also have to contact, we have these 2 young ladies in my town who do macrame, who have lots of macrame scraps. So I need to actually contact them this evening and see if we can meet up so I can grab a bag of macrame scraps, because who doesn't want a bag of macrame scraps, right? I mean, duh. So that's my crafty kindness from my stepmom, Janice. Thank you, Janice, so much. I will put it to good use, whatever use I make of it. So let's do, oh, last time I was on, I showed you the embroidery hoop holder that I got from Corticelli, which was this metal holder. but the top of the box was falling apart. And so one of my goals was to reinforce the box top, and I did. So now it has a nice sturdy box top. I'm not going to mess with it too much because it's still like 100 years old, but it's nice and sturdy now, and that makes me very happy. So I did that too. I'm trying to be gentle. Okay, so let's look. In fact, I'm going to put it over here. All right, let's look at my, well, let's do my haul first. I got some fabric from, like I said, the grab bag for color and cotton. I got 2 grab bags, 2 Aida grab bags. So I have 6 pieces. These do not have color names on them, and I don't know what their count is, and I'm not the kind of person who can just figure that out. So we have this nice periwinkle color. I would say 20 count. I'm guessing. Periwinkle. This is kind of an oatmeal-y color, just no modeling, just kind of oatmeal, very neutral. I have 2 of, oh, and another one of those. Are they about the same? They're slightly different. This one is slightly grayer, but they're basically the same. I got 2 of, oops, 2 of this color, which is a, I don't know what I would call that, honestly. It's a little cooler than you're seeing it. You're seeing it almost kind of greeny, almost like yellowy. It's not. It's very cool, almost a violet undertone brown. I dropped some. I have a darker oatmeal. This is almost like a natural color. I have a salmon color, which again is showing up way more yellow. This is very much salmon, like raw salmon. Another light ivory beigey color. And finally, a yellow, which is a much richer yellow than you're seeing. It's actually more like, it's slightly lighter than the color of my shirt, but not as light as it's showing up. I don't know how to make it. Yeah, it's not working. So that's my haul. Ooh, and I'm going to be in Kansas City, and I think that there's a Stitchy shop there. So I've only ever been to an in-person needlework shop twice in my entire life. I went to one in Pennsylvania by my mom's house, and one in Maine last summer when I went to Maine to visit my friends. So I'm going to find this. I'm going to find this needlework shop and see if I can go to it. Finally, I got a Black Needle Society box. And this Black Needle Society box is dragons, mermaids, and unicorns. Mermaids, unicorns, and dragons. Oh my. So that's what I got. I've already looked at it. This is not an unboxing. This is just showing you what I got. So first of all, this adorable mermaid tail sippy cup. I will probably not use this, but I have nieces. This may end up as a gift for a niece for a birthday or for Christmas or whatever. Unicorn popcorn. A very heavy, I mean, this is like, I don't know, this is a solid metal unicorn bottle opener. I may take this with me. I'm going to the beach with my friends this summer. Some unicorn stickers. A unicorn scissors. I actually have one of these, like these exact scissors. So, and I think I've actually done a giveaway of these exact scissors. So they may go on my giveaway pile. A needle minder from Cassie's Needle Minders. There you can see that. And it's an adorable baby dragon. Very light. It's a good size, but it's very light. We get one floss from Fiberlicious hand-dyed floss. Unicorn Dreams, which is, there we go. I think this is 10 yards. And it says color fast. I don't mess around with it, but it says color fast. Ooh, sorry about that. A super cute tray. Oh, sorry, you can't like messing with it. So this is one of those trays that snaps together, so you can put your stuff in it. You get the idea. And it has a cute little dragon, and it's pleather. Vegan leather, they call it these days. A project bag, and which is adorable. I think this is Love You More Studios. Yeah, Love You More Studios project bag. And I like this one because it's smaller. All of the previous ones that I've gotten, almost all of them, have been enormous. And I just don't have that many enormous projects. So this is good for, I think, for an 8-inch hoop. Yeah, see, so this will fit an 8-inch hoop really nicely. And that works for me. And finally, we got a chart from Autumn Lane Stitchery, which is really adorable, called The Beauty and the Beast. But I'm probably never going to stitch it, so I think this is going to be a future giveaway. It's lovely, but I don't really stitch ladies, but it's a pretty mermaidy lady and a sea serpent monster-y thing. So that's what was in this box. I have to say, the steampunk box is still definitely my favorite. The steampunk box was so good. So good. I am not getting the July box because it's Christmas in July and I don't stitch Christmas. So, you know, like, it's not a big thing. It's not I celebrate Christmas, but not a lot. More because it's like family time and not because it's like Christmas. Yeah, so I'm not getting that one. And then the one in September is just cross-stitch stuff. So none of this other, you know, none of this other stuff. It's all cross-stitch stuff. So that'll be fun. And then there'll be one in November. And I don't know what that one is yet. And the Christmas Nice List box came out, but it's like $280. And I just can't justify that. I just can't justify spending that on a cross-stitch box. And the thing is that, like, it has 3 full projects in it, which is really good. So I'm not saying it's not worth $280, but for me, because I'm such a selective cross-stitcher, I do all sorts of stitching, but for cross-stitch, I'm very selective about, like, what I stitch. It's not my main craft. My main craft is embroidery. And so I don't know. Having 3 full projects doesn't, what if I don't like any of them? Then I've just wasted that money. So I'll find a different cross-stitch box and, or Christmas box or Advent box or countdown box or whatever you want to call it. And do that instead. All right, well, I think that my food is here. I see that I think my husband just got home with our food. So I will let you go. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Keep an eye out for my WIP and Kit parade that I'm going to post on Tuesday, and the release of my solar system pattern on the 1st, June 1st. And I'll hopefully see you. I'll see you on Tuesday, but I'll hopefully see you next Friday as well. It probably will be a short video from a hotel room in Kansas City, but I will hopefully have the chance to say hello. Anyway, with all that being said, thank you so much for joining me. Please take good care of yourselves and have a good one. Bye.